it, I guess. So, hello everyone, welcome as always to Ludo History. I'm Adam, your resident neighborhood historian, and we're back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. I am having a lot of fun with this game, even though, or perhaps because, our modus operandi is to be as petty as is reasonable. And that means we are really taking those claims to historical accuracy somewhat too seriously, and really digging into what the history of the 15th century, in Bohemia might look like, what our evidence actually is for it, and exploring facets of the medieval world through this game. So, if you enjoyed this and are tuning in, do make sure you follow to be notified. We do this multiple times a week with a wide variety of historical games, including, right now, Steel Rising coming up soon. And, you know, for the next several years, lots of Assassin's Creed. Just throwing that out there. So, if this is your type of thing, want a nice casual stream, talking history, good vibes, do make sure you follow, and if you really like this, do make sure you subscribe. It is currently September, so long-term subs are discounted. Lets you support the channel and unlock some really cool benefits. If you miss any of this VOD, it will be on Twitch here for 2 weeks, and uploaded to YouTube. And yeah, what say we get into it? Alright, it is almost dawn. We need to get over somewhere. Looks like we got a couple of side quests here. Activity giver, and then we need to meet a certain Hans Capon, or in Czech, a certain Jan Ptacek, for us to do questionable things, because for some strange and bizarre reason we were like, you know what would be a great idea? I don't know why I'm walking along this way. This is going to take me nowhere useful. Turn around. We've gotten a fist fight with him because we took our job as guards somewhat too seriously. And so we've been handed off from our benefactor slash definitely not father, we promise, Sir Radzig Kobala, to the local lord here, to the town bailiff, to the local lord's nephew slash heir slash general horrible person. But yes, Capon like chicken. Ptacek being, I believe, also the diminutive form of chicken in Czech. Henry, wake up in the morning. Hello, world. God has let me live another day and about to make it Hans's problem. That sounds about right. And frankly, it is a miracle that God has decided to let us live for as many days as he has, because we have failed to do anything useful. They advertised the realism of this game so broadly that your friend in Ukraine presented it to you as the most historically real game existing. So you might get a lot of arguments from these streams. That is the dream right there. That is the whole point of these streams, because what I want to hopefully show is that while the claims to being historically grounded are not always unjustified, there are some aspects where they're genuinely very, very good at portraying this, that there is a lot of choices being made, and these choices often are based in a lack of evidence, and so these are artistic choices, not, strictly speaking, historical ones, right? This is not a recreation of the past. This is an argument about what the past might have been like from a certain perspective. And that covers a lot of ground. Right, there's a lot of ground to be covered there. From, you know, the dubious amount of religion in the game to the the weirdly fated frescoes to the taxidermy deer head we saw in a tavern. Actually, I wonder if the interior of this tavern shows it too. Is it unlocked yet? Are you unlocked yet? Let me in. Oh, it's not open yet. Tragic. I wanted to see if there was more taxidermy. Because taxidermy does not exist for mammals in this period. It kind of exists for... Did I overshoot? It exists for birds in the period, but it doesn't exist for mammals in this period. So oh, I go up here and then around. Gotcha. Okay. So, you know, even things like that are working on a pretty strong absence of evidence. And there was, posted in the Discord the other day, there was a new, in Bohemia, there was a kitchen discovered. Oh, what's this codex entry? Okay. So they were doing some excavations on the medieval kitchen, which was so well preserved that they had, like, crockery still intact. But, I mean, it's pretty indicative as to the difficulty of working with this. We'll see if, maybe later we'll see if we can find that again. I want to talk about hunting first, but... Hello. Good of you to just, like, stand there and be patient for me. Well, I'm glad your injury's completely healed. Oh, by the way, remember that we gave him a nasty gash from beating him up in a sword fight yesterday? I'm glad he instantaneously healed from that.
Here I am. I'm overjoyed. Have you got a horse?
No.
No, sir. Where would someone like me get a horse? Good point. Unless it was a cart horse, I suppose. Well, you just have to trot along behind me.
That's probably right. Like, he should be.
Whatever you say. Good luck to you.
Good luck to me? Good luck to me? Oh, wait. Is he going to be a historical person? The underage son of Jan Ptacek of Hedvikov Doiba, or Dalba. They modeled the injury yesterday when we gave him the gash. So, you know, there's that. After the death of his father, his family, the lords of Lepa, his uncle Jindrich, his son Hanush, and his brothers became his guardian. The young lord did not take possession of Rate until 1412. After the imprisonment of Jan Hus, he signed a petition in his defense, but during the Hussite Wars he was on the side of the League of Lords against the Hussites in a few minor battles, apparently due to the influence of his close neighbor Lászek of Kravash of Sternberg. There's no records indicating he took part in the war later. His son was Jan Ptacek, who achieved the high office in the Kingdom of Bohemia, controlling Royal Hofmeister and Mincemaster. And this dude, thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub to Myungdmi. Enjoy. Hello. Oh. Okay. So, anyway, medieval hunting. So firstly, the idea that we are following after on foot is probably very much correct. Like, there's no real reason to think that we can or should have a horse. Because hunting in this period as an elite activity is not a small affair. Like, it is not the one guy, his one servant, and a dog going on a hunt. That's not how this works.
Let's go! Yeah! Hurry up, blacksmith!
I'm literally outrunning you. What are you talking about? Get with the times. Get with the times. Hey. 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 Be less slow. Oh, wait. I'm gonna get trampled to death because the horse The horse does not seem to understand.
Here, blacksmith. About that business at the ale house.
Yes, sir.
Hanush was right. I should have behaved differently.
Wait, is he apologizing?
Well, gentlemanly.
Is he apologizing?
That doesn't mean you were in the right. You can't throw a lord out of the tavern in his own town. You understand?
Yes. I was just...
What? Speak up! Don't worry, I won't bite your head off.
It's just that when you said those things in the arena, sir, I was a little upset.
Are they talking about their things like adults?
I just like to tease greenhorns a little. And you vexed me too.
Are they behaving like adults about this?
And they rewarded you with service. Whenever I do anything reckless, even if it's for my honor, Hanush is on my back about it and I get punished. Like now.
I didn't mean to threaten anyone.
Well, it's all water under the bridge. Let's not spoil our hunt.
This feels insincere. This feels insincere. I still think we're gonna get an arrow to the neck. Anyway, so yes, I do not like the idea that this hunt is two people and two dogs, because
For something else. Is this your first time hunting?
This kind? Yes.
I've been hunting since I could walk. If you're not a complete blockhead, you might learn something useful.
So where is your houndmaster?
Entirely today.
Where are the
Don't take it
huntsmasters?
again.
Who's preparing all of this?
As I said, I have hunted before, but it wasn't...
Chasing bunnies with a pitchfork isn't hunting. Observe and learn.
I'll do the best I can, sir.
Where is the houndmaster? Where are the yeomen? Where is the woodsmaster? Who's setting the traps? I mean, some of these people may be out in the woods already, but I don't get the sense of it from this game, because there's no, like, discussion of that. I'm getting the sense it's going to be a person,
Listen,
a person,
I wanted to ask you about the scout.
and two dogs.
I don't know if... that is, sir, I don't know if that's a suitable topic of conversation for the hunt.
Are you hunt?
We're not hunting yet. I'd like to hear about it at last from someone who was...
Shouldn't there be a hunting party? Yeah, I
Humans
just
attacked
listed some of the
scouts
people.
and, anyone who didn't flee.
That's what they all say. I want detail.
Oh god.
Really necessary, sir.
Arguing with the nobility again, eh? It seems you're a bit of a rebel.
No, not at all, sir. It's just that,
Trauma.
well, it's hard for me to talk about.
I see. So I'll have to get you drunk first.
Not sure even that would work.
We'll have to find out, won't we? There's a nice little place just north of here. We'll camp there and you can tell
It
me all
is,
about
it is
You wish,
6.
sir?
And
it-
don't dilly-dally. And try and get there before the day's out.
How far do you think they're going? It is 7 in the morning. It is still 7 in the morning. Are they going on a multi-day hunt? Huh? Hold on a minute. Huh? What time is it? No. What time is it?
We'll make camp here.
Question mark? A multi-day hunt with 2 people. We just traveled for 12 hours to get to the place to hunt. Where are we? Wait, question, huh? Wait. This is, we just now, so, I hate to be cutting out the music here, but I need to be able to get up Google Maps here. I desperately need... I desperately need to get a sense of exactly how large of an area we're talking about here. Perfect. Rataya. This is near Sazava. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, the distance... The distance... Down at the bottom of the screen, you can barely see it. About that much distance is 1 mile. So, right, let me, I guess. So, Rataya na Sasovo. This is the town we're at. There's Talmberg. It is... a mile and a half? 2 miles? Like, the entire game world, if I remember correctly, is 16 square kilometers. So, like, here. Let me just get Radaya Natsazovo. Directions from Talmbergrad. "54 minutes, according to Google Maps. It took us 12 hours to do a trip. Oh, is that by bus? No. No, it wasn't. Oh yeah, that is by train, sorry. No, that's by foot. That's by foot. 4.2 kilometers. 4.2 kilometers. 1 hour. There is no train line. Now, admittedly, right, let's be fair, walking infrastructure in modern Czechia is much better than in the Middle Ages. I still would not put that as much more than 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, I'd say probably 3 or 4 hours of travel time, assuming they're going directly there. But also, what are they doing if they're not going straight there? What are they doing? Because there is this very classic, right, the classic trope of hunting in medieval literature is that you go out at dawn. You go out to the hunting grounds, you're going to spend the day hunting. At lunchtime, something really spooky might happen that might trigger an adventure. At lunchtime. If not, in the evening, you will go back to the castle, and you will have a feast using the spoils from the hunt, and you will give prizes out based on who had the most successful hunting day. This is all over Arthuriana. Like, solidly a third of Arthurian, like, at least Mallory's Arthurian tales have a hunt. The kind of last act of Gawain and the Green Knight, which is, you know, composed only a few decades before this game is set, though on the opposite side of Europe, has 3 days of hunting, right? Has 3 days of hunting before Gawain goes to meet his doom near Sir Bertilac's forest. But yeah, Bertilac goes hunting 3 days in a row, and he returns each day to give the rewards of his hunting as a gift to Gawain. That's much more normal. In fact, let's actually keep delaying here to give a primer about medieval hunting so we know what to expect. Because I came prepared. I came prepared. This seems to be the type of hunting that we're doing. The Bercletti, which is a person with a bow and a dog goes and shoots someone. This is this is much more akin to modern hunting, where the goal is where you're going to stay out of spot, you're going to hide, you're going to try and be quiet, and then you're going to either trap something or try and shoot something. But the hunt part 4, is the hunt that we actually care about. This is the one that is most popular in the elite traditions of the Middle Ages. Right? This hunting is to get food on the table. This is what you're doing most of the time, not for leisure. Falconry, you do because it's falconry and it's good fun. Right? The treatise on falconry is De Arte Venandi Auribus, the art of hunting with birds, composed by the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II. It still is the definitive work on falconry, for the record. It's only 700 years old, it still is in date. Also, it has illustrations. Look at those burbs. Look at those burbs. This dude, nice shot with the quack there. Hello, quack. From a 15th century hunting manual, I believe. Anyway. So, the hunt, the Great Hunt, starts the day before the hunt. Huntsmaster is going to talk to the forester, the woodsman. What's the prey? What's available? What are we actually going to try and be hunting? You're going to set the traps, and then hunting party. Noblemen, dogkeepers, stableboys, specialists. And so, right, you get this image, which has, let's count the number of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. 3, 4, 5 dogs, 5 horses, and a tea kettle? Right. It's a fairly substantial event. And then, yeah, you leave at dawn, you go out to the hunting site, you have a big brunch. The huntsmaster is then going to leave, and actually check on all those traps, figure out where someone's going to be. Hello, Tweely Alchemist. Good to see you, and thank you for the pride bits. So, the huntsmaster then says, okay, we're going to be hunting boar this day, we're going to be hunting fox this day, we're going to be hunting deer this day. Fine. Then they go. Right? Greyhounds. Look. According to Gaston Phoebus, or Gaston Phoebus, Livre Chat. Actually, I think that the S gets pronounced in this one because there's an E at the end. Livre Chat? I don't know. It's Old French too, so it's different. But anyway, right? Then you locate the animal, you're tracking the animal, and then you're going to have the big hunt. On horses, with spear and sword. And then after that, there's massive rituals of cleaning the animal, cutting it up, and based on the performance of the hunt, awarding, right, you skin it, disembowel it. You're going to use the skin. The bowels are going to be fed to the dogs, along with other cuts of junk meat. And then the fine cuts of meat are going to be cooked for a feast that night, or the next day. And prizes will then be awarded based on the performance during the hunt. Right? There is a lot of research about this, right? A lot of research about this. Kind of the most useful one probably is going to... Let's see, where is it? Hunter's Games on the Natural Landscapes of Medieval Italy. Probably pretty useful here. This is a very practical one, though in England. And then Illuminating the Medieval Hunt, Power and Performance in Gaston Phébus, Deliverance. Right. So, this is a 15th century illuminated manuscript from France. Right. This one's is studying a manuscript from France, but in this period. But, rest in peace. Unavailable. Actually, let me reopen that so I can drop this, drop the whole article in chat for anyone who wants to look through those resources. There's that one, and then there is that one. But, anyway, the point to be taken from this is that if we are doing this sort of big elite pleasure hunt, well, this should be a much larger group. This should be a much bigger thing. This is also a day event, right? Servants do the work. Admittedly, pretty respectable servants. Being huntsmaster is a position of pretty high prestige. But someone else is doing the work to set up the hunt beforehand. This is the very leisurely, loud, boisterous activity that culminates in a big chase, in which, in a literary tradition, adventures might happen. In a political tradition, murders might happen. Yeah, lots of people get killed in hunting accidents where, oh, there's a thing, let's deviate from the group and go off and ride after it. And then I'm gonna shoot you. And then it was totally an accident, I was aiming at the deer, I promise. I promise I was aiming at the deer. But anyway. So that gives us a prime as to what we're looking for. Clearly they're going for a type of hunting that is existent, right? There's very much more practically focused, less described hunt here. But it's just not the type of hunt I would expect to see in this context with these people. Fine. As it is, we are dealing with all the actual work. I got bacon. And wine.
Coming up, sir.
Hooray. William... William the Conqueror's successor, William II? Well, I cannot remember if he's technically William II or William III. But yes, like the second Norman King of England died that way. In a quote-unquote hunting accident.
That doesn't matter. Hunting is a diversion. The main thing is
Will III is the Dutchman. Okay, well, so yeah, William II.
Lectures all day long would drive anyone mad. If I may ask, sir, what does a lord like you do all day? When I was little, I was awfully bored, I can tell you. There was always some courtier or teacher dogging my footsteps. Now I spend most of my time trying to learn from Sir Hanush. Governing is no joke. At least most of it.
God.
Only last week I had to listen to complaints from my subjects.
Oh no.
That could be interesting.
Doing the job. Doing the job that you are expected to do.
My lord, this yokel here empties his piss pot in my yard.
And sir, that old hag put a spell on my cow. Sir,
Hey,
my old woman
hey, witchcraft is...
like a flock of sheep bleating all the time. Even stop.
God, I would say have some goddamn respect, because we care, right? We need to care about them, And this is oh no, how dare he complain about doing the job he's trained to do. But, you know, given the way yonder royal family across the pond has been behaving, this feels just right. This feels just right.
How come Hanish looks after you anyway?
For a start, he doesn't look after me. I'm not an infant blacksmith's boy. Hanish is just managing my property until I'm an adult.
When will that happen?
Hey.
What are you implying?
Nothing. I didn't mean it like that. I meant that you...
You totally meant it. I meant it like that.
Well,
Henry, I don't care if you meant it like that. I meant it like that.
before he died, my father appointed a council of nobles to decide the matter. Only they can't be bothered traveling.
Believing in
halfway
witchcraft is
across the
itself
country
heresy
to
during some of this
assess
time
the
period?
evidence.
Technically.
Under normal circumstances, it wouldn't be necessary. The king would decide on my adulthood. Only...
The king is gone.
just so.
So, technically it's heresy in that official doctrine as espoused by Thomas Aquinas, who is the foremost theologian of the generation before this one, is that witchcraft is fake and no one should believe in it. On the flip side, people totally believed in, like, witchcraft in this period. Like, the idea that there is folk belief of various, I don't even know what the right term would be for the Czech context. But we'll just use the default term witches. Absolutely was floating around in this period. And it's not until slightly later, right? Generation after this, especially, I think, in Bohemia after the Hussite Wars, you're going to start to see religious courts start to pick up the slack. But Bohemia gets really weird in this century because the Hussites really changed the religious trajectory of this part of Europe. So something that's true in Köln, with the inquisitorial presence there, that will eventually result in Heinrich Hammer and the Hammer of Witches, is not necessarily going to apply in Bohemia because the folk tradition is so different, and the wild success of the Hussites in the scheme of violent Reformation efforts really messes really messes up the 15th and 16th centuries in terms of the relation, how much official church theology for medieval Latin Christendom applies. Because it's not until early 17th century, I believe, with the battle out like White Mountain, Bielahora, that and the forced re-Catholicization of Bohemia, that it kind of gets back on track in terms of elite or orthodox religious practice.
What are we going to hunt?
No.
Humans.
What? Humans?
You should see your face. I got you there. We'll see what we can get. I'd like to bag a ball. What?
Don't go after a boar with alone.
But what about you? Before I couldn't get a word out of you, now your tongue's loosened. So, tell me about Skalitz. I heard Sigismund had 100 banners there.
Alright.
I don't know, sir. Didn't have time to count them. Both of my parents were killed in Skalitz, right in front of my eyes. The Cumans slaughtered my friends and neighbours, and it was a miracle I got away. I don't know what else I can add.
I'm sorry about that. But tell me, I heard in the tavern...
What, that Sigismund flew down on a dragon? That the Cumans have horns and hooves? I'm sorry, my lord, but for me, Skalitz isn't a tale of adventure to share over a tankard of ale.
All right. I understand. Well, never mind. Anyway, it's too late to go anywhere today. But tomorrow we set off at first light.
Was Capon just complaining that the other nobles are also blowing off their responsibilities? Yes, Kitesh. Remember, the difference, and it is an important one, is have some respect. What a bacon! What a bacon! But yes, the difference from Hans's perspective here is that the other nobles that are blowing off their responsibilities are blowing off social mutual obligations to other nobles sworn by oaths. Right? The relationship, right, top down, well, who necessarily cares about that? But this, like, network of relationships and mutual obligations that nobles have with other nobles is the lifeblood of the medieval political infrastructure. And so the idea that they don't actually care about that because they're too busy with other squabbles and that that's a source of irritation, effectively, that is, in some contexts, probably a deathly insult. Right, that is a complete failure to maintain really important really important mutual obligations. And so, right, that is a... It's bad. That's who it is. And who it was, Liang Nui, I looked it up, that's why the music just cut out. It's William Rufus. Dies in a quote-unquote hunting accident. That may or may not have been orchestrated by Henry I. Right. I think it was orchestrated by Henry I. Oh. Also, chat, I have paused your scroll. Let's fix that. There we go. R.I.P. William Rufus? Yeah. I think they just made a rectangle of bacon. Why are you... Also, isn't that hot? Is, like... Hans, if you just roasted that bacon, isn't it toasty? Oh. Well, it's gone now, so never mind. Never mind. Really? Really? That... He just eats his bacon cold and raw. Yeah. So, you know, on a sort of elite hunt here, you know, in the context of the Grand Hunt, the brunch would have, you know, tables laid out, and spreads, and dishes, and you would use your knives to not be a horrible person. Yoink. We're going mushrooming, chat. It is much too early to go to sleep, so we're gonna go mushrooming. I don't suppose I have a bow, do I? I don't have a bow to use. Boo. Will they have had forks yet? I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so. Ooh, sage. I've reached a new level in herbalism. Look at me being effective and such. Also, hello, Magistressa. It's good to see you. Well, I will say, one of the things that this game is phenomenal at, like genuinely incredible at, is the natural landscape. Yes, there is no way to turn off this animation. I do in fact squat to pick up each one. But... what's that over there? Oh, more sage. Hello. Right, the natural landscape, from what I have heard from my Czech friends, is spot on. Like, these are the right plants, the right mushrooms, the right trees, the right animals to have in this area of the Czech Republic. To which end, the best thing to do in this game is to abandon all responsibilities, live in the woods, and go mushrooming. Right, and I'm not even going to pretend otherwise, right? The presentation of flora and fauna in these woods is also to my lived experience of having visited the woods in the Czech Republic near Prague and near Karlsteinhrad. This is spot on. This is what the forests in this part of the world look like. Like, good job. I have no comments. It's just, it's really, really good. Did you? On the flip side, right, you know, we have to balance out the compliment with a nitpick. You couldn't have put something here to indicate that the horse is either tied up or actually eating food? I guess they're probably not. If they're not actually food mushrooms, they're probably not food mushrooms here either. But, we'll find out. Yeah, it's gotten actually dark now, so let's go to sleep. Hooray! Hey, wake up. Hey, wake up. Well, there's a bowl. I'm glad he definitely used this bowl for anything. What, never let realism get in the way of a good experience? Come on. Can I take these? Could I take these? Are they mine? They're not locked in place, so... if I get in trouble for it, that's not my problem. If I get in trouble for this, it is not my problem. If they wanted me to not take it, they should have nailed it down. I don't know how else to say that. Look, it would not be worth it, true. It would be a crime, and for a crime for which we would probably get our hand chopped off. But, you know, looting corpses will get our hand chopped off and damn us to hell. So this is an improvement. This is an improvement. Well, oh, yep. We can absolutely not. We absolutely cannot drop the Lepiota into the... Let me drop it in the... We're just there. I don't enjoy that. Why are they sleeping with their eyes open? So, you know, all these mushrooms that we just picked up, great to make someone sick with, otherwise probably pretty useless. So, let's see if there's details. Item info. You can eat it. It's probably not an eating mushroom, but you know, you could eat it. We'll drop all the rotten pretzels, I guess. I guess we'll drop all the rotten ones. That's fine. And avocado too. Thank you. Thank you for the follow just now. We're just leaving this out because we don't believe, we do not believe in these parts. In competent anything. Perfect. Environmental health? No. Getting birds addicted to human food? Yes. Right. Okay, I think anti-taxonomy might be a fact. Macrolepioda procera are parasol mushrooms, which is clearly what these are. Right. These are clearly parasol shrooms, so... You know, they may actually be food ones. Also, yeah, the mushrooms are fine. They'll just make a new colony, and it will be fine. However, I do expect to see, something. I do expect to see at least a bird become addicted to pretzels. Also, butterflies. Did the Chat, did you see that? I think I watched a butterfly fade into another dimension in front of my eyeballs. Oh good, you're awake. Hello.
Greetings. What business have you?
Sir?
Aren't we going?
Not now, blacksmith. Keep it for morning. See you later. What are you waiting for? Your lord requires you for the hunt.
Oh, really? Such a renowned hunter needs help.
You wouldn't dare mock your
Oh, he's gone back to being an asshole now. Never mind.
Heaven forbid, your lordship.
If that's the way you want it, peasant, we'll meet back here at noon. Whoever has the most hairs wins. Oh, and if you don't have anything to shoot with, there's a crate in the camp.
Oh good, he gave us permission to take the things we already took.
After all, there's no sport in trouncing some wretch who hasn't a chance in hell.
By all means, Sir Hans.
Ha! You'll soon be laughing on the other side of your grubby face. And now turn your back for a while. I know a few tried and tested spots, and I don't want you stealing.
Amazing. So we are now hunting hares. And we are doing nothing about it. And that means first we have to find hares. Which we had no problem with yesterday. We may have more of a problem with now that it's daytime. Because that's my luck. Right, last night we ran into like 3 of them. And at the moment we are having no we may in fact have extreme bad luck. It's raining again? I swear it rains like every other day here. Is that one? Or is that a rock? That might be a rock. It is not a rock, it is a twig. Incredible. If I'd up the hill, I'll have a better time, probably. Okay. And the goal is to get 3-ish. If I can nab 4, great. But we need at least 3. Is it this rainy in Czechia IRL? I mean, not the times I've been there, but 15th century weather is not 21st century weather, so... You know, you do you. Okay. Hi dear. We're not hunting deer right now, we're hunting rabbits. Be very, very quiet. They're in the scriptorium. Okay, so we just have to get to Sazava. We discovered a boar hunting spot. Well, that's not where we want to be. We have seen 1 deer and 0 rabbits. No, we are desummoning butterflies, Stefan. Right? We are making butterflies vanish into the ether and summoning from that ether deer. Also, I barely remember how to do archery in this game, so there you are. One hair. I assume I just have to loot it, right? If a hunter wants to get a trophy or offal, they must get the appropriate perk. Well, that's dumb. I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, because it is a socialized event, like, I kind of get the idea that that is, that you need to get the correct perk. Because, yeah, it is socialized. Oh, damn it. Really? That didn't hit? That also didn't hit? I'm bad at games. Wow, nowhere close. I'll hit this rabbit eventually. Shh. Really? That one I thought was going to be it. What is he aiming at? Seriously, those look dead on to me, right? Incredible. Shooting is, in fact, the worst. Yep, I concur. Honestly, just run up and punch it. Feels right. Just, come on, get stuck on something. Just run up and punch it. It's faster than me. Chat, it's faster than me. I don't know what to do. Wow, way over its head. Seriously? How many arrows am I going to use here? There's like 15 arrows for one stupid. There we go. And naturally, I of course lose those everything. After we miss, can we pick them up? I don't think so. I think if you miss it, it's just gone. I certainly wasn't getting the sense. There's another rabbit. It spawned right in front of me. Well, that wasn't it. Try that again. Just behind it. Just in front of it. We'll sneak a bit closer. Try and get off to the side of it. We'll stand up and we'll aim. And then we'll got 3. There we go. We have now shot 3 rabbits. If we can get any more, I feel very good about that. But hey, we got 3 rabbits. You can pick them up, but only if you can find them. And good luck finding them. Fair enough. We'll see if the rabbits spawn directly in front of us again. Somewhere in this area, there have been rabbits. Also, do get better, Jan. Sorry to hear that you've been sick, but when you feel better, let me know, and we'll try and get you on here. Because you know more than I do about this period, and I want to get your expertise where people can hear it. Okay, give me literally anything here, game. Game? Please? I am begging you. I am desperately begging you. Yeah! Turns out, begging the game actually helps. It is a little disappointing to me that they are just... Well, that wasn't it. I thought that was on target. Bad game. Alright. Hello? There we go. That worked. We have now gotten 4 rabbits. And what time is it even? What time? Like, nope, wrong thing. By noon. We had, the goal was to get as many rabbits or as many hares as possible by noon. We are at 4 at 10 a.m. Ooh, hello. Really? Oh. Gotta be sneaky. Directly behind it. Way above its head. So the arrow went into the tree, correct? The arrow phased through the tree. So close. We still very sincerely suck at this. I am out of arrows. Fantastic. Better arrows. We have 10 arrows left. I hope the goal is to get 2 more hairs with these 10 arrows. And then... oh, heck. Nope, that was not what I wanted to do. With these 9 arrows, the goal is to get 2 more rabbits. Because that will give me 6. Really? It is literally standing still because it is stuck on a rock. Henry can't hit it. Henry, please. Henry, please. I'm begging you. If I can get even 1 more. Honestly, Wii Archery controls much better than this does. Right? Well, I'm not going to pretend that the infrared sensor on the Wii was, good. I'm not even going to pretend it was competent. But at least it was in the general vicinity. And this thing just has your controls drift all over the place all the time for fun, so that you can't predict where your arrow is actually going to go. Because, right, it is possible to get very good at Wii Archery. Because your arrows will do the same thing every time. Because there isn't drift that is not caused by human action. Right? The drift is 100% you are wiggling, and therefore it is wiggling. Now, it's not necessarily pointing at what you're pointing at, but you can compensate for that. I used to be extremely good at Wii Archery. Because I could just grind it and then get good. This one, it feels like grinding it doesn't necessarily help as much, because, 1, you have to... where'd that thought go? Oh yeah, you have to actually hit things in order for you to level up at it, right? If you're not hitting things, you're not leveling up. And thing 2, Henry is just going to like wave his hand randomly all over the place so that you can't control it. And so, right, there's no button for me to stop Henry breathing. I'm not able to tell Henry, hey, you know, we're going to sacrifice how fast your stamina depletes for a moment in order to really stabilize your crosshair and make the arrow go where you want to. So either you're grinding and just get lucky a bunch, so that you're actually hitting things, so that you actually level up, or you will just continue to miss, and it will continue to not feel very fun. And like, I get the power fantasy of, in a historical setting, of you, the historical actor, pick what you want to be good at, and then you become good at it. But there's a fundamental lie in how medieval society works that is intrinsic to that idea. Right? The lie being that we get a choice. Right? You may have to do some trapping, just to supplement your income. Right? You're probably not just going out with a bow randomly you're more likely to have a sling, but you may do some hunting or trapping. Hello, Elspeth. Good to see you. And in that hunting and trapping,
Hey, get out of here! It's no place for the likes of you.
What? What? I'm literally where I'm supposed to be. But right, like, if you're a blacksmith, the skills you're going to be working on, are going to be blacksmithing skills, because that's your job. And there probably is not that level of social mobility, right? Where you can just pick a thing and then get good at it. You're not going to pick up swordplay and become a god at it, with exceptions, right? In a high medieval manorial context, you having obligations as a manor resident, doing blacksmithing work, are not going to be engaging in trapping. You're going to be receiving food from the manor, and probably your family engaging in subsistence hunting, or subsistence farming. And you're going to get meat on feast, either from fishing, from feast days, or from poaching. And other than that, right, you're not going to be working on a wide array of skills, because that's not relevant to how you live. That sort of social mobility doesn't exist. And so, the fact that the game does this is like, well, you know, maybe that's an issue. Maybe that is a bit of the power fantasy of the game, and we should recognize that as being a bit of the power fantasy of the game. Also, I have no idea where the camp is. Just for the record, I am just assuming that it's going to crop up. I'm not actually sure what rank. Count would not be correct, but right, we will go. Oh, you know, we're with Jan Ptacek, right? We are part of the hunting entourage of Jan Ptacek, and the huntsman. Right, that is presumably a woodsman, in service of Talmberg, because we're closer to Talmberg than we are to Rate. And so, you know, we're with Jan Ptacek. We're in the service of Lord Hanush. And they're like, oh, okay. You probably should have gotten permission from our other friend, start with a D. Whatever the Lord of Talmberg was. But still, right, that's a negotiated settlement. Sir? Sir, are you okay? Sir? Heck. Davish. Yes. So, chat. Do you think they're okay? I'm not gonna check on them, because they're Kumanske. Divish. Thank you. Thank you, Jan. No, those were Kuman soldiers. What are they doing alone? As two of them? I don't know. But, they seemed awfully busy walking straight into a wall. So we're gonna leave that one as a game development is hard TM. And call it a day. If you're writing after a game, there actually is a trumpet call for crossing international borders. Oh yeah, right, we didn't talk about that at all. but that is a thing. In the Grand Hunt, there are actual calls. Hello. Let's put our bow away. Hey, friends. We're fine. Everyone's fine. Charcoal burner twin. And Bran. But yes, ooh. Bunny. Two bunnies.
Hey, who's that?
Really?
What name is here?
Shh, Bran, you're spoiling my hunting. Magistressa, have you seen a European hare? That's the right size. They're freaking huge. These rabbits are freaking huge. I saw one in Finland last month and was like, holy crap, is that actually how big they are? And then yeah, that was actually how big they are. They're like, they're almost comically large. Well, I don't know what two of them were doing in a camp. Ugh. I want it. We tried. How do I not fire an arrow? I'm out of arrows. Also, I think this bunny might be fake. Nope, it's real.
Mother of God! Why are you creeping around like a footpad?
Trying to punch a rabbit, don't worry about it. Ah. Nailed it. We're so good at this. We're so good at games, y'all. Not so good at climbing shallow slopes, but very good at video games. Can you imagine being one of the cap guys that are just chatting at a dude, comes storming in and tries and fails to punch a rabbit? Isn't it extremely funny? Like, 10 out of 10 design. I don't know if I was fast enough for that one to count. I don't think it was. I was. But with 4, we got 4 rabbits. So I think we'll be okay. Now we just have to get back all the way across here. Because, yeah. Wandering in and out, nearly hitting you. And, you know, we're going to ding it. We are going to absolutely ding this game for people not freaking out and going, oh, right, casually going, what's he doing? I wonder if I should call a guard, versus, I don't know, going like, friend, hello? The hell? I'm also going to ding it because I'm a petty, absolutely petty about this. for there being hares just like wandering through human settlement like that. Okay. Oh, there you are. We're gonna stab it with an axe. Come on, chat, do you believe in us? I don't believe in us. I don't think it's gonna work. But, right, ecologically it makes no sense for hares to not be freaking out at the charcoal burners. And then... Oh, we're here again. Hello. Hi.
How did the hunt go for you, sir? I did quite well. Look,
Show. Not bad, though. Quite good, actually. For a common blacksmith's boy.
shouldn't there be some reward for the victor? Jesus, the insolence.
Oh boy.
King is Lord for coin.
I mean, there should be a reward for the
He
victor.
said I'm a pinch purse.
There should be a reward for the victor because that is a prize.
And now come along. Let's go and hunt some real game.
Wait, 100? I like that reward. I'm also out of arrows, so if we're hunting real... If we're hunting real... it's my offering for the forest spirits. Nobody tell him. But, yeah. Right, part of the sort of after the fact of the Grand Hunt is, of course, you compare everyone's hunt. And if they did well, and more accurately, right, in some way whoever does the best at various categories, got the best, got the most game, got the best game, got whatever, should get rewards. No, Stefan, they don't, those ones would not. They would just, they'd be fine. Actually, if those are supposed to be the parasol mushrooms, they're actually fine. Oh, where are you going? Oh, you're going over to the boar hunting place. The place I already found. No, I'm sure we could find mushrooms that would make us trip. I don't know if muscatina grows in this part of the world. This far south, I mean. But if it did, we could make everyone have a very bad day. But also, you know, we just got 100 groschen for that. Which makes me very happy. This dude, don't make me try and pronounce that. That is an aggressively Czech word. Four consonants, including our hot check. In a row. Question, would you rather heraldry on the horse even when hunting? Yeah. As far as I know. Well, probably not the same birding. But yeah, you since this is a highly social event, right, heraldry is a way of negotiating sociality, and hunting and tournament are not really that different. So I'm not actually bothered at all by the horse having it.
There'll be bulls somewhere nearby, so just like us, slow and quiet.
Understand?
But watch out for the top of that man there.
Yeah, be careful. Well, it should be highly social. We're running around in the woods with one other person. Well, that's fair.
is hunted with spears. Is that so? So now all of a sudden you're a master huntsman, are you? Watch and learn. Did you see that? Damn, I'm good.
Ha!
Quiet. So next time you try to tell me I can't kill a boar with an arrow, you can. Fuck. After him. Fetch. Mount up, Henry. Chase down that swine.
Me and what horse? Alright. We're just gonna like slowly follow him, yeah? So, let's actually click back to our design doc page so we can take a look at, you know, the imagery. We're at this stage of the hunt. The statement that boar is universally hunted with spears is incorrect. But the actual process for this, right? You certainly can hunt it with spears, right? Where you lure it to it, or you chase it. You start with an arrow, right? When you track it down, you locate it. You start with an arrow that'll flush it to its den. You then surround its den with spearmen, and then you have dogs flush it out, and then the boar comes running out, and then you stab it. You can also do what we're doing in this game, which is just chase it down, and if you can hit it with a sword, that's gonna be a good look for you. Spears or some sort of lance would still be more common, but you know. Our manuscript tradition does suggest that you can try and run it down with a sword, though that is more dangerous, and because it's more dangerous, doing it successfully is a better look for you. But yeah, also, you were asking about the barding on horses in the context of a hunt? Look at that horse right there. I mean, also, I think that one might just be spotted anyway, but, you know, we're at least having some sort of decorative barding attached to it, even in this context. Yeah. Objective started, run down the boar, find Hans. So, you know what we're gonna do? Where did the... Oh, I'm outside of the search area. So, you know what absolutely happened is that somewhere in this area, because he's a jerk like that, he has gotten dehorsed and is now injured, and we're gonna save his life for some absolutely stupid reason. Discovered the grave. Oh, we walked straight over the grave. That's awkward. No, I'm not gonna dig. Good lord, I'm already going to hell. Do you want me to go to super hell? Yeah, I mean, Mantress, I totally agree in that case. I think it is the horse is dappled, but I was more referring to the green, the highly decorative green reins on it, and treating that as decorative. Yeah.
You can't just leave Sir Hans here to rot, even if he is a pain in the ass.
I walked out of the search area. Dear. Hello, dear. I have no arrows, otherwise I would shoot you. Alright. Well, guess we're walking in roughly this direction. In hopes of finding somebody. Because, of course, you know, rather than us actually having a chance to chase him and actually follow him, or do anything, he disappeared in a cutscene and is now teleported to wherever he needs to be, because making games is hard. Right? I don't begrudge them that, but I do begrudge them the idea that this is engaging gameplay. Because I'm not doing anything. I'm just in a search area looking for one guy and his boar. Also, theoretically, his horse, which should be easy enough to spot, but, you know, here we are. Oh, he's 100% gotten injured because he's a dumbass. Like, that's not in question. Literary convention demands that we are going to save his life because reasons. I mean, we'd be executed if he died, so there's that. We at least need to put in a good faith showing. Because, you know, going to hell. Going to hell prematurely doesn't seem like a good plan. Really? I'm out of the search area again? Where the hell is he? Are you riding around in circles? Like, the heck are you doing? Hans, where are you? Calling out? Hunting horns? Anything? Anything? Why do we not have a horn? You know, that's my biggest question. Why do we not have a horn for communication? Okay, that's out of the search area. Because for any type of hunting, you're going to want to have a horn to communicate, because you aren't necessarily going to be in sight of each other, and you want to be able to alert other people of various things. Nope, that's outside of the search area. Where are you? Like, seriously. Give me something here. Anything? Anything at all? Hi, dear. Why couldn't we have gone after a stag or something? You know, nice, prestigious, we could use their antlers as a trophy. Microscopically less likely to murder us. And yes, I'm a bad person. Don't mind me. I'm also a bad person who can't aim. What? I don't agree with that. Those are clearly hitting. Oh, we found him. Thank you, dear. I'm busy. I'm hunting. Fine. Do I want to know? Oh, hell. I literally don't remember. Well, this is not good. Ow. Why are these not hitting? Or why are my blocks not working, I should ask. Ow. I was not expecting that the person... Ow. Damn it. I'm literally going to die from this, aren't I? Ow. I'm literally... Thank you. Don't we always die in CKD? Yes, we do always die, Sophie. You are correct. Hi. Yes. Literally 1 HP and a dream. Let's go. Well, let's try that again. Too bad we don't have enough of a hunting party to like gang up these dudes in armor and stab them in the eyes. True. But now that we know what we're doing and where we're going... actually, scratch that. I don't actually remember where we're going. I am once again going to wander randomly, because I cannot remember... If we go follow the road in, then that takes us to the row hunting spot. And then we will sneak up on them, and we will try and actually untie them. Sophie, I hear you. I raise you. I have no arrows. I used all of them, missing rabbits. So, great idea. We'll remember that for next time. But there is a small problem with that idea. What we are going to do is, instead of using our almost broken axe, we're going to equip a real weapon. The top corner, roughly. Okay. That checks out. I still want to get the row hunting spot. I think it's just here, isn't it? Or we can follow this road up to it, at least. We're on the road now. We have a sword now, and we are significantly better at swords than we are at axes. So maybe we'll stand a better chance. You have a suggestion: use the same strategy that worked for the hares. Wait until the Kumans get caught in a corner and then try and punch them and bludgeon them. Tempting. The other half of the idea is to just sneak up. Right. The other half of the idea is that we're just gonna like try and sneak up and actually untie. Untie Hans first, and then it's a 2v2. And we will do great after that. Yeah, I agree. Madrasa, while you are joking, I refuse to take it as a joke. And we will instead just try and actually do that, because I think it will work better than whatever I can do. I keep forgetting I have a new camera. I keep trying to look at the old camera. I've been...
It's humiliating to get caught by 3 loose turds!
Oh, shush. Just don't be... I've got a great call. Let's try this again. Oh, sure. He's screaming obscenities at them, and then he goes suspiciously silent. And then because we're crouched, the guy looking directly at us, and at the lack of a prisoner, doesn't notice us. Oh good, he's got his injured pallet now. Good job. Idiot. God, it's like he forgot we were at war near Talmberg, the place where we knew Sigismund's army was. Also, vanish quickly. Vanish quickly. What do you mean quickly? They're probably thankful for us for taking the annoying noble away. That's almost certainly true.
Henry!
Yes.
I'll have a bronze bust made of you, my friend. But where have you been till now?
Searching for you.
You know, I was picking berries, had a drink of wine, took a little nap.
You lunatic! They almost had me roasting on a spit.
I'd say it looked more like they were about to take your maidenhood.
Now look here, dung grubber.
Oh.
Is that any way to speak to a nobleman?
I apologise. I'm just glad you're all right.
I'm yanking your piddle, you dolt. Thank you for rescuing.
That wound doesn't look good, Sir Hans.
You're right. Those human swine roughed me up a bit. And my damned horse is bolted.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to get me home somehow.
Mm-hmm.
The sooner we get out of here, the better. Who knows how many bandits are creeping around here.
Let's go then. I've had quite enough excitement already.
Great. And now I assume we're going to time skip because if they make us walk back, I'm going to be very upset. So, you know, the hunting accident wasn't our fault, and that we weren't the target of the hunting accident. So we are 2 for 2. I'd say that was a successful day. We did have hunting accidents, but it was not our fault, and we were not the one being targeted by it. So... incredible. We are amazing at sociality.
Those bastards make so bold no more than a mile from the castle. We'll have to send out more patrols.
That won't do us any good, Hanush. Even if we had 10 times the men, we couldn't beat through every thicket in the fiefdom.
You sent for me, sir?
Come in.
The textiles in this game are amazing. Right? Mostly. Henry's kind of suck, but Sir Hanush's magnificent.
I was only doing my duty, sir.
Don't be so modest, young Henry. You showed not only courage, but loyalty to your liege. That's why I'm taking you into my personal service.
Wait, so the thing that we actually were supposed to do in the first place?
Well, let's celebrate your promotion and Sir Hans's recovery. Don't just stand there, lad. Pour us a drink.
Also, the frescoes up there are very
Sorry
good.
to interrupt, sir, but I've urgent tidings.
Uh-oh.
What now?
Every time.
A stable boy came from Neuhof. He says brigands raided the stud farm this morning. There's many dead or maimed.
Cool it.
Alright.
Exactly what happened.
I'm not sure. The boy was so shook up he could barely speak. He said the bandits murdered for the joy of it. I'm sorry, sir. Your vassal Smill is dead.
Who did this? Who were they?
We
Presumably
don't know.
Kamanska. Oh,
Stable boy just kept babbling.
Sigismund's army.
Huge fellow in black armor
Oh no,
led the attack.
it's the band. Sorry,
Take as many men as you need.
it's the bandits
Don't
who
stop
took our
until you
sword.
found those bastards. And bring me their heads.
Yes, sir.
My men at your disposal too, Ganush.
Thank you, friend.
Sir, let me ride with them.
He's full of piss and vinegar, isn't he?
Their leader, he must be the one who attacked me at Scarlet's. There can't be two men in the whole kingdom who look like that.
You think he might still have my sword? No doubt you could use another swordsman, Captain.
As you command, my lord.
How soon can you leave, Bernard?
As soon as the men are ready, sir.
Good. Wait in the courtyard for Henry. And, give him a horse.
His own mount?
His reward for saving Sir Hans. You'll need it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, go! I want these culprits in the hands of the executioner as soon as possible.
I won't let you down, sir.
No, Magistrate, you are correct on the thing should be brighter. Let me turn around as soon as it lets me, maybe? Don't you dare cutscene me again. So, we talked about this in a time... it's locked, isn't it? We had talked about this previously, but there is a very strange thing. Hi, don't mind me, we're doing history. Right, in some ways these are very, very good. I'd like them to be a couple shades brighter, but not much. But then there's also things where it's like... that's weren't, like, that is fading. That's not someone scrubbed this, based off, in my impression, like, the flecking suggests to me more that this is just fading. And the fact that it hasn't been repainted is a bit weird. So, right, this is perfect. Is it hanging or is it fresco? It's fresco. Except for it being tattered? Well, no, it is still fresco. Except for it, like, weirdly not covering the entire thing. Oh, shut up. Reputation lost. Oh. I need to actually chase him down. That's awkward. I was doing history. Fine, we'll replace that. Perfect. Saddlebags? Spec horse. Sweet. Thank you, Pebbles. Suppose we should chase him down. Pebbles, where are you going? But yeah, right, apart from that arbitrarily, like, not covering the entire thing. Oh, that was dismount. That was not the button I wanted. That one. So yeah, mostly it's just we need to repaint them, right? Just needs a little bit of repainting. And then, oh, I am sorry, I can't do anything about it bouncing like that. But yeah. I don't know why it wasn't painted to the very edge of the thing, because it should have been. But also, otherwise it looked amazing. So we'll try and make it less bad, but if you need to look, oh, accident. Unlucky. But yes, until... we'll let you know when we get to Neuhof if you need to look away for motion sickness reasons. I completely get it.
Yeah.
Also, we are the least equipped person in this squad. So... hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. I'm sure it will come back to bite us. And we're going to try and not get Pebbles hurt. Because if Pebbles gets hurt, I will hurt everyone here and then myself. Oh. See, this is not how I want Pebbles to end up. Oh, ma'am. Ma'am, you okay? Like, ma'am, did you hear the news? Ma'am. Did you hear the news about what happened in this town earlier today? Stefan, you know, obviously it's just that we're going at a trot the entire time. Right? Ignore the fact that our gate is clearly a canter. We are clearly just trotting the entire way.
Where's your master?
In the paddock.
Alright, sir, swords should probably be out. Spears should be ready. Why are we sending 4 guys?
Crucifix. What kind of beast?
Why are we
could do
sending
this?
4 people?
Blood of the martyrs.
Oh, I like that swear.
What happened here? Why?
Someone came at night and hamstrung every one of them. The horses, screaming, must have woke poor Radek, the stable boy. And when he tried to stop them... And then my husband. When my husband tried to help them, they killed him too. And when they were done, they put a torch to the stables.
My sincere condolences, ma'am. I swear we'll hunt those monsters down and make them pay for this.
The horses were still alive when I came. We had to finish them off.
What the f...
All of them.
We gotta emphasize how brutal this guy is.
I couldn't understand how anyone could do this to them.
Did they steal anything? Any horses?
Nothing. They wanted blood, not coin.
Did your husband quarrel lately? Was there anyone who might want revenge?
He argued over the price of a saddle, maybe, but nothing that could drive a man to this.
These are dark days when there's more kindness in horses than in men. Did you see anything? How many were there? Or what did they look like?
We saw no one.
Has anyone tried to follow the trail?
No. We were fighting the blaze until now, and even if we weren't, what chance would any of us have against
So, I do have
someone
thoughts
with-
about this, obviously. I want to let the cutscene finish, but... like, there is actually something going on here that is not pingable, right? From 90% of circumstances, you are correct.
We have to find out where they went. Look for tracks and ask the folk if they saw anyone. Fuck, someone must have at least caught sight of them.
Yes, sir. What about me, Captain?
What the hell use are you? You stay here.
Please, let me do something. I could have a look around the area and see if they left any tracks.
Well, if you must. Just don't get in anyone's way. Don't go too far. Come back here when you're done.
Okay. So, right, obviously in the majority of circumstances, doing this instead of actual, you know, just stealing the horses is a bad idea. It is expensive. You lose, it makes everything more difficult.
How could anyone be so cruel?
And it's just a humanitarian waste of life, right?
They really did slaughter them. Why would anyone do that?
Right, they get hamstrung here, and then they have to get killed.
They really did slaughter them. Why would
But
anyone do that?
this actually fits very, yeah. Exactly, there's an undershirt, a kirtle, and an overdress on her. Everything.
Smell. The stud farm owner. I saw him in Skalitz a few times.
Our stud farm isn't finished. I swear I won't let them destroy it, Smith.
Yeah. I also don't agree, right? I also don't know that I've seen anything like this, but I also don't know that it's wrong. But what's actually going on here is a very medieval literary trope. And that of signaling the arrival of a monster, social or otherwise, through the destruction of livestock. There's a ton of examples of this, obviously, in Norse sagas. That's what my specialty is, so that's where I'm going to draw my first example from. In Grettis Saga, when the revenant undead being Glaumer starts haunting the farm he was originally hired at when he was alive, what he does, like the first sign he's there, is that he breaks all of the bones in... He just, like, breaks all the bones in one of the horse's bodies. And so you end up with a pile... You end up with, effectively, livestock mush, which is objectively horrifying to visualize, and I'm glad they did not go the route of just shatter everything, make the animal into a puddle of mush. That would be terrible. But it signals someone is actually, like, fully past socialization and is now fully in the realm of the monstrous. This could be done with people too. Right, berserker, bandits, outlaws do end up overlapping with monsters, and so some of these same tropes can be used in medieval lit to indicate monstrosity. That's clearly what they're drawing on here, and so as practically absurd as that is, I'm also not particularly bothered by it in terms of, is this historical? Because it is proper for the literary tropes of the stories of the period talking about monstrosity. And given that they clearly want this huge person, right, super tall, super buff, in pitch black armor, to be considered monstrous, this is the correct signifier for that.
Another useless soldier coming to ask questions. You should have fucking been here last night.
What's wrong with your arm? Oh dear. That looks painful.
That's all you gotta say about it. You useless prick.
We failed our medicine.
What in the world happened here?
The bastards attacked us. At night.
a little before dawn.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you come by that wound?
I heard someone talking, so I went to look outside, and I saw what they'd done to the horses. I shouted at those bastards, caught one by the cloak, and started beating him.
Without a weapon? With just your fists?
Yeah, but he cut me pretty good, the fucker. Lucky for me, the others started to come out then, so the raiders ran. All that's left is his cloak.
There's one man in particular. Huge. Dressed all in black. Voice loud enough to crack stone. Did you see him?
Who the fuck do you think half killed me?
So he really was here. Bastard. And you've got no idea why they did it?
Something must have gone wrong for them. They ran off without taking anything.
Can you help me?
Help you? And how have you helped me?
God be with you too? Aww. Objectively much better than Pebbles, but... our boy Pebbles. Well, that looks nasty.
How could anyone be so cruel?
This one got it in the back. And there's more of them over by the main stables.
Fair enough. Y'all... like, what are you doing? Unnamed Villagers 1 and 2? What? Why are you furrowing the ground when the things are already half grown? Like, all this guy's doing is uprooting his own plants. And I don't even know what this guy's doing, because it's awfully late in the season for the field to be not seeded already. So we're just going to track that one as dubious. Clearly they're unimportant. Oh good, Zone A and Zone B. Question marks. What actually is my quest log if I've got two different things? Got it. Scout the area. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. It is the same thing.
Such senseless brutality. They slaughtered horses as well as people, and yet it seems they didn't.
How can anyone be so cruel as to stab a guy in the back? Bold words from a late medieval soldier. True. When the entire... we're not going to question the person crying over the person with the arrow in there. That's a workhorse.
Senseless brutality.
Uh-huh.
They slaughtered horses.
We're not going to question the watchman?
Take anything. How could anyone be so cruel?
Okay, we can talk to Mark.
My poor Rosie.
See what they did here? Kill them! Find those horses and kill them!
Alright, alright. I mean, is anyone getting names? Names? Watchman? Watchman. It's literally your job to be on watch. Watchman, did you watch anything?
Are you well?
Leave me alone. Go away.
There's no need to be afraid. With your help, I'll find those bastards and then I'll make them pay.
They deserve it. What do you need to know?
What actually happened here?
They killed the animals and...
Uh-huh.
Why did they kill them?
Think carefully now. How did it all start?
Okay.
We heard the animals, their shrieks,
Mm-hmm.
Smil. He shouted, and they murdered him.
Uh-huh.
Did they take anything?
No,
You're certain it was the animals first, and then Smell? Not the other way round?
I'm certain. I'd never heard a sound like that before. Now I'll never forget it.
What happened after that?
Uh-huh.
We ran outside and it was chaos. Animals were dying, the stables were burning, and those demons everywhere.
You said they were demons?
No, just vermin. Worthless human vermin.
Uh-huh.
The stables were already burning. Didn't that happen after they fled?
No, it was to set the blaze when they arrived.
How many of them were there?
Mm-hmm.
Not many. There were just a few that came after us, but more round the back. I heard them yelling at each other.
In the back? Where?
Towards the woods. To the north. They were trying to get away.
So some of them were running away and the others were fighting?
Aye. For a time. Then more of us came out and we fought back, so the others fled as well.
So they were yelling because of all the noise?
No, something happened. They quarreled.
Where? Where did they run to?
To the north. Into the woods.
Uh-huh. Not to be heartless, but this guy would have heard animals screaming in pain before. Correct. And it's weird that everyone is more upset about the horses than the people, or just bragging about how this is a loss of an insanely necessary farming asset and piece of wealth. Yeah. I agree on both counts, because unfortunately, right, while this is a stud farm, not a subsistence farm, so this is a breeding, right, their job is to breed war horses. But animals get injured all the time. There's a reason they're so expensive, and that's because they're difficult to train and difficult to keep alive. So yes, absolutely, if you're working with animals, you probably have heard them get hurt before, and that pain. So, yeah.
Thanks. That's all I needed to ask.
Okay, will do. I agree with you. It is a bit wonky. Oh, good. I'm glad the fire, caused no substantial damage. Okay, maybe a little substantial damage.
What? Who's there? Easy. I just came to ask.
Don't know anything.
Are you hurt?
No, nothing. Not a scratch.
A corner of damage. Yeah.
What really happened?
I don't know. Someone attacked. I don't know who.
You didn't happen to hear where they came from?
No, I didn't see a thing.
Fine. Fine. Oh, there's a quest C. Question the survivors. Still question the survivors. Scout the area. There's a lot of stuff to do, isn't there? Exactly, right? I think that is an important thing to mention. You were right. Right, obviously there is affection and care, right? There's a myth that tends to circulate about, like, the Middle Ages, is, oh, right, they weren't affectionate to their kids because they all died, and so, you know, you don't get attached, because mortality is just too high. Villager, is this really the time for your invisible stitching? That, right, it's obviously untrue that these are or that people in this time were heartless, or didn't care, or didn't have grief responses every time something happened. It's just that it is a part of being alive in this period is that you have to become familiar with suffering, because there is always that suffering is omnipresent and you can't escape it. Right? You absolutely cannot escape that. And so, right, the grief from it manifests differently. Watchman, it's literally your job to, like, have seen things.
How could anyone be so cruel?
Uh-huh.
How could anyone be so cruel?
Uh-huh. Thank you, Henry. Real useful commentary. Definitely not trying to figure out where they went. He said north into the woods. Are there any tracks out here? I guess that would be the next question. If I went north into the woods, we should see something. Right? Maybe out by the road? Everyone suffers, exactly, right? While I'm not necessarily entirely or exclusively persuaded on the idea that that suffering is, or that the popularity of Christianity is because it offsets that suffering, right? Displaces it with a promise of future stuff. Like, that is a part of it. That is a part of it. And so, right, you deal with bad things happening through religion and through piety and through folk traditions, right? Folk traditions of a lot of kinds. Through using, right, you might look at, like, local wise women and healers, serving a communal therapeutic role, sort of, not counseling, because psychiatry isn't a thing in this period, but, you know, not psychiatry either, right? So, discussion and acts of healing. Priests will do ritual, right? Religious rituals can help ease the pain of that. Rituals of care, sometimes even of sacrifice. And so, kind of both blunting the suffering and then reshaping it. It's a very complex subject, and there's, right, it's probably one of the most important areas of scholarship at the moment, are taking really trauma-focused approaches to a human activity. And there's a lot of different ways that manifests. I'm not an expert in this. Trauma studies is not my thing. But in both archival contexts and in historical ones, right, there's a lot of ways of recording and of processing collective trauma here that I would love to see represented in more ways than just masculine revenge, right? Masculine revenge is one of them. Don't get me wrong. Right, this sort of, we will bring justice to them, and this retribution as dealing with grief is definitely a way that this takes place. But, yeah. Okay, what am I even looking for here? Like, hello? I'm hearing voices in the distance, though my headphones are in backwards again, so this happens sometimes. I just put them in backwards. But I'm looking for a trace of something in a very small area, and I'm not having luck locating it. Like, I'm already out of the relevant area. Somewhere, it's like along the road here or something. No? We're not considering the piles of horse dung significant? No? No, we have there...
deeper and deeper, for sure.
There we go. We found the blood. No, we've also seen... we've also seen all women will drop everything to be a Henry's therapist, even though we just met, at least one of us been through something here. No, was not a just met. They were living in the same town for, you know, their entire lives. So, it's not a just met. It's just had no reason to actually think had a thing for each other. Apart from Henry male-gazing a lot. Also, chat, let us also observe very clearly and very consciously that we are, in the trail. Well, Lady Stephanie had... Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about Teresa. Lady Stephanie absolutely is just... Want to be a therapist? Hello. Yes, I wish to be your therapist.
We went deeper and deeper, for sure.
So, where's the next one? Go up this way. And blood? Any blood? That's clearly constructed, but that's not blood. Oh, yes. But yes. The random noblewoman coming in and like, let me be your therapist. Yeah, that was weird. That was super weird.
What's that? What's going on there? Who's there?
Chad, are these... What do you think the odds are that these people are friendly? The ominous music suggests not.
Well, I never. Well, I never. The pictures. Oh. Yeah.
Ow, he outsighted me.
Fucker.
Ow. Ow, heck. Yep, I just got comboed. I just got super comboed. I got absolutely super comboed. Which, we'll give it one more try before we'll do the, you know, only remotely intelligently thing. That is... Don't do that. Right? The only remotely intelligent thing, which is to say, literally anything else. Like, going and getting reinforcements. But, I did tell this stream Henry makes bad decisions, and we are nothing if not persistent.
What have we got here? Entertainment. Great. You call that combat?
Hey, wait, I got the... Ow. There we are, that's going better. That's going much better. Can I get his sword? Yeah! Let's go. My sword. Take all. I don't care that we're over encumbered. Like,
Someone in Neumhof must know more about it.
I truly don't care that we're over encumbered. Doing something intelligent sounds out of character. This is an RPG. We need to stay in character. Exactly. Also, we did loot them, but to be fair, they stole from us first. So, this is fine. This is all fine. And we're gonna see if there's anything nicer that we can show up and wear. Right? No one will question it. Hoofpick. How is this sword? This sword is worse than ours, but not that much worse. So, brown hose that is not dirty or horrible. Feels great. Working boots are worse. We tied olive hose. As nice as they are, don't love them. That gambeson is better, but not in good condition. So, hey, look, let's wear that. That feels nice. Those are just, yep. Beautiful. Like, better armor all around. Feels good. Oh, that's an arrow. We have an arrow. That's very funny. And those are all already completely useless. Perfect. Alright. Well, that was exciting. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I have any saddlebags, though. Otherwise, I'll, like, wander... Oh, right. We're gonna slow walk, because I want to see if I can stuff stuff in my saddlebags to sell later. It's not that selling things is particularly worthwhile, but, you know. Actually, yeah. I, need to just not, because that's gonna be unpleasant for everybody. We're not here for unpleasant experiences for everybody. That's completely useless. Why are we still wearing that? That's not helpful. Oh well. What are some of the useless things? We're going to drop those, because those are in bad shape. We're going to drop those, because those are in bad shape. Wait, those were the ones I was wearing, wasn't it? Heck. That's fine. Which gloves are we wearing? We're wearing the leather gloves. Perfect. Get rid of those, get rid of those. Then which... We're wearing the light padded armor there instead of the gambeson. Gotcha. Brown felt hat, go away. That, go away. We're getting closer. Slowly. very slowly. Communion chalice worth a lot of cash. How is... Now... There we go. They got lost, still got buried. You... Ideally, everyone should get a proper burial. Right? So, like... Even outlaws ideally should, but in practice... Yeah, probably not. In practice, you may have an unconsecrated burial ground for people who die... Well, outside of Grace, right? The criminal burial ground.
Tracks. Someone fled to the north.
Oh. So, where was the guy that was being super dubious? Ginger? Was it? Yeah? Mark?
Do you know whose hoofpick this is?
Ginger's. He was always bragging about it.
The guy who was being super dubious.
I'm just trying to get the story straight.
But you won't find Ginger here anymore. He left.
You don't know where Ginger...
Hey, look, the guy who was being super dubious.
Ask Jakob. Take care now.
Sorry. Communion chalice, you can't fence that exactly. Right. The best bet, if you were really trying to get rid of it, would be that you gotta try and, like, melt it down. But that's, like, not how that...
Poor wretch. He must have crawled here. If it was the horses they were after, there'll be even more of them by the main stables.
Right. Melting it down would be, like, your best option, but, yeah, by and large... Return that instead. That sounds better. Hoofpick.
Do you know anything about this hoofpick?
Yeah, it's Ginger's. He had it made in Mate.
Any idea where I might find this Ginger?
Well, that's the thing. He packed up and left.
What?
Look, I know how he looks.
It looks bad.
But Ginger's a fine fellow. I don't believe he had anything to do with the attack.
Where could he have fled to?
We just want to ask.
I might now. But you gotta promise me.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll...
When you find him, listen to what he has to say before judging.
You have my word.
Sometimes the charcoal burners come to see him. He gets on well with them.
We will listen to him,
And that's where he's gone.
and then we will judge him, and then we will find him
No
guilty.
idea. They've always kept to themselves, you know, charcoal burners.
But the forest is full of folk like that. They could be anywhere.
Aye, except these ones won't be far. If you follow the stream from the stud farm
Right.
towards Ratay,
Chat, does that sound like a fair idea?
one of their camps.
We will
Only
find this Ginger.
Ginger didn't go that way though. He always went by the big road, through the woods in the direction of Ujians.
But how can I find them?
There's always smoke when they work. You'll smell them before you see them. And they need to be near water. There's that too.
So if I go through the woods along running water, I'll find them.
Exactly.
Got... So, gang.
My respects to you.
I think Ginger is mixed up in it somehow.
Why do you say that?
The hoofpick I found on the dead bandit in the woods is his.
That is fucking suspicious.
Yeah, it is.
He disappeared right after we found those bandits in the woods.
Uh-huh.
And I think I know where he
You have been judged and found sus.
to the charcoal burners.
Uh-huh.
He has friends there.
You've heard the charcoal burners are famously even-tempered. Like, this one time, a maniac ran through their cabin trying to punch a rabbit, and they didn't even pause their conversation.
Before the trail turns cold. I'll send a reporter.
Stefan, are you hearing? Are you hearing my air conditioning? I don't know what else you could be hearing, but I haven't changed anything about it, so unless it's doing something funky. Wait, are we just like not going to engage on that? Is he just not going to do anything about that? Okay. Thank you. I was very worried for a moment. Alright, chat. We're doing some testing. Do you still hear it? Do we still hear it? Because I don't want you guys to have a bad experience from... Yep. Do you still hear it? Oh. What is that? I am so sorry, chat. It is me being not quite closing this all of the way. My water bottle was screaming at you. Incredible. I'm proud of it, I think. So, Frantic Vig, good to see you lurking. Glad that was the event that got you to join us here in chat, but glad you're here. Yeah, my water bottle screamed at you all, and I am so sorry. With my headphones in, I couldn't hear it. And so I was like, is it something like loud and obnoxious in the background? But no, it was my water bottle. Because it's carbonated. And it does that. Oh dear. The joys of live performance, y'all. Even the water bottle thinks Henry's an idiot. This is the way, right? It's screaming in horror at all of the... Wow. That was things. I don't intrinsically hate the idea that, right, we, being the guard, are the ones doing it, doing this investigation, but something is striking me off. Right, it's a case of where player agency is, getting in the way of historicity, that, you know, the person doing the investigation, even though investigations are very ad hoc, why did I lose reputation? Even though they're very ad hoc, the fact that the...
Check the area.
Is this where I murdered people? This feels like it was where I murdered people.
What the fuck happened here?
Any chance of some work here, Captain?
It all depends on what you're ready to do, my lad. I'm sure you've noticed the roads around here are swarming with brigands. Sir Hanush has declared quite a reward for dealing with them.
So what do you think I should do about them?
We know about one of their encampments. It's to the east of Ratai in an abandoned mine.
Ratai?
I don't really mind how you deal with them. Anyway, the leaders generally wear spurs, maybe like they're pretending their nobility. Who cares? In any case, bring me the spurs, and I'll take it as proof that the deed's done.
Thank you.
Well, I'll see to it.
Alright, more murder.
In addition, Sir Hanush has offered a reward for every bandit
Oh
who's
god.
killed. Just take a good sharp dagger. Get a bit
Oh god, well that's brutal. That's...
Isn't that a bit barbaric?
Barbaric ways for barbaric times, my
Yeah, that's fair.
That does make sense, I must admit.
That's fair.
Take care now.
Uh-huh. Thank you for that side quest. So we need to locate the river. Okay, so they're going to be completely useless because they're just standing here again. So, if we zoom in, this way into the... So if we keep going north, we should hit the river here. But yeah, right, investigations in this period are very ad hoc, but I'd have to do more research to be like, is this a plausible way for it to work? My instinct is that it's not too far off, it's just, it's giving the random useless kid, who's not really part of the guard, extra oomph. Because player agency. And that's completely understandable, right? Player agency is important in a game. And coming to understand something because you are performing it, right? Because this is the thing you are doing, and it being the thing you are doing makes it stick a lot more than a thing someone else is doing. But... they're saying historical accuracy, and therefore... I'm gonna make fun of them for it. I don't know. That's the issue, right? This period is so far...
What are you doing here?
I got lost.
Why do you ask? Can I not take a walk in the woods without being accosted?
I ask because I'm the gamekeeper here, and it's my job to protect these woods
Hey.
from poachers.
Well, I'm certainly not poaching.
In that case, you won't mind if I have a look what you've got on you.
Certainly. Go ahead and look.
All right. Nothing suspicious here. You may leave.
Selling accuracy is a license to be petty. Exactly. You understand completely. Anyway, what is up with... why is there a... what is this quest? Oh. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. You know the direction that they had us run? Right? The place they had us run is just straight up the wrong direction. Literally following the guards for we know where they're at. Was going the wrong direction. Bonkers. Absolutely ridiculous. What is the point of there are charcoal burners along the river, we think to the south, followed by Captain Burn and the person we want to question is with them, followed by Captain Bernard going, ah yes, the solution. Let us run to not there. We know where they're at, lads. Let's get them. To the place where I already did everything. Oh, of course. The other guards have actual feasible leads to follow up on. Of course, how could I be such a fool? Here I was, being like, hey wait, are we going to get group fight? Are we going to get a battle that multiple people are going to participate in? So that it's actually not us versus like 3 people. That it's actually us versus, or a group of us versus a group of our allies? And then no. They walk off in a completely the wrong direction, and so they may as well not exist. That is one of my least favorite RPG tropes, is that literally everyone is useless except for you. What are you doing, sir? You're a wayfarer. Alright, well, good luck. Here we go, running. So here we have a redeemed Hail Hydrate. Despite the last time there being Hail Hydrate, the water bottle screamed at you all. Oh well. If we have to stay up all night, because we don't have a bedroll, I'm going to be upset. Perfect. I willed my existence into being less garbage. Incredible. So we're hungry, so let's see. Well, those aren't useful. The pretzels not good anymore. The pancakes aren't good anymore. Is there anything nearby we could cook? I would love to cook the food instead of just having, like, dried meat. Also, did we overshot them? How did we overshoot them? What the heck? What the heck? A cooking pot. Hello. Yes. Random hut. I am looking for... a murder scene, apparently. I'm sure this is okay. Sure, there's nothing to worry about. Can I start this fire? Can I try and start a fire? Can I light a fire with this? No? Cooking? Overloaded? Seriously? Fine, we'll drop these because apparently they rot instantly. Oh, we can just... Can we just warp things to our horse? Wait, we can warp things to our horse this whole time? Wait, this is huge. This is huge information. How much can you carry? How much? If the horse can carry everything, well, that's massive. Like, hello. Move to... Well, alright, well that helps. The horse can't hold infinite stuff, but infinite stuff and the amount of stuff we need aren't necessarily the same thing.
God be with you.
Uh-huh. Ow. I don't care.
Oh,
As a turn...
damn it, my stomach hurts.
Okay, I hear you, Henry. I just don't want to make everyone have to listen to you much.
I feel quite hungry.
I hear you. Fine. Since apparently lighting a fire to cook with is not happening. It's happening. Nailed it. We're gods. I just need to keep speaking, because apparently it turns out just, like, saying random things is what needs to happen in order for it to appear in existence. And that's cool of it. Oh yes, I can steal their charcoal. That's totally what I want to do. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, y'all still asleep? Hello.
My respects to you.
Could you help me?
Depends what you want, doesn't it?
I'm looking for Ginger, a stable boy from Neuhof. They say he ran away and joined up with some charcoal burners he used to hang around with sometimes.
Sorry, there's never been a lad called Ginger around here.
I'm totally persuaded by this voice.
A murder's been committed at Neuhof, and that boy likely knows who did it. It's vital I find him.
There's been murder aplenty in these parts of late, but that Ginger lad really hasn't been here.
There'll be a lot less murdering going on once I bring those bastards to justice, so how about helping me out?
Calm down, lad. For the love of God. There's been no one like the boy you want round here. But then again, there are other charcoal burners. Try them. You might want to hurry. You're not the first to be asking about him, and the others weren't exactly a noble-looking bunch. Although they were generous with their silver.
They didn't happen to say what they wanted him for?
No.
You're out harvesting tomatoes. Well, that sounds delightful.
Wanted to invite him to a feast.
Do you have any idea where else he could have gone?
You said he was friends with the charcoal burners? Well, you'll definitely find some in the forest between Neuhof and Ujiv.
We are working on it. That's the last thing we're going to do today. But we have found that the boy Ginger is involved.
Then follow the river. That's how you found us, isn't it?
And he is almost certainly going to be dead by the time we get there.
Alright, I'll go and ask somewhere else.
May the Lord watch over you.
Beautiful. That being said, we are trying to get all the way up here. Well, that'll get irritating real fast if we don't fast travel. Fine, we'll scout this. Someone is up to no good nearby. And, are we going to actually do anything about that? No? Yes, no, maybe? Or did it just kill our fast travel for no reason? Incredible. It killed our fast travel for no reason. Alright, goodbye. We have Spidey sense, or something. Exactly. Also, you know, I could go up to the woods and take a look at it. Try and deal with them. Or I could not do that. Right, I could just not do that and it would be fine. Uh-oh. Music kicked in. Well, it is beautiful. I'll give it that. Nah. It seemed like there was an encounter nearby, TM. But I'm not the one getting attacked, so... meh. I'm not bothered enough to care. It's not my job to fix everyone's issues. It's just not my trouble. See? Not my trouble, and no one heard a thing. I'm just walking past. Flawless. Right up this road, though. That should take us in the direction of the charcoal burners. Cause, I mean, yes, we have to look around a bunch, near the river, to get to the inner search area. Which is annoying, because I hate search areas. Search areas are my least favorite mechanic in video games, because you don't actually have that much sensory information to go on. Right? I mean, my big problem with these big search area things, which seems to be the default mode of questing, right, it's more immersive, you have to look around more. But you also can't... Like, you also don't have much sensory information, right? You have a very limited field of view. There's no scent. There's no touch. There's very little noise carrying, because it's all just proximity-based instead of actual echoes. So you're not hearing as well. You're not smelling anything. You're not seeing as much. Seriously. Broadly speaking, it's just not a good time. Because what makes game field of views not make everyone sick are exactly the same things that make it difficult to locate small objects. Wait, where are you running off to? Mate. Where are you off to at a dash? Only I run around. I am the one who runs around these parts. Oi. Oh, perfect.
God damn.
No.
Give me your coin, and you can go free.
I agree.
Flawless. We're the good guys, chat. It's at least enriching. There's only enough room on this run track for one of us. Do-a-do-do, wow, wow, wow. Down, bow, bow, bow. Oh, hey. Charcoal burners? Herbalists.
Jesus Christ. Your clothes. Were you assaulted? Damn bandits, may they burn in hell.
I mean...
Where are the closest charcoal burners around Neuhof?
I know there's some near the inn on the road from Neuhof. You have to take the road downhill from the crossroads.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
Artemisia. Okay. Bane. Alright, that's just a murder people potion. Belladonna. Random. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Wow. Wow. Play the hardcore. Oh god, no. Play the hardcore mode. No map icons, no search areas, no cardinal directions. You need to navigate based on landmarks, pay more attention to details. You can even try and use the North Star. That sounds like the opposite of a fun time. Like, just other people will look up to you. Your charisma is increased by 5 for 10 minutes. No idea what it's made out of. No idea what it's doing. But that's what we got. Just here, have some charisma. Ars Amatoria, or the art of love, is learning about matters of love and the affections of the opposite sex. Where talent and attraction are lacking, though learning cannot help. This potion is effective against such shortcomings. Well then. Useful to know. But, you know, while I appreciate that that it is possible to play the game that way, that sounds like the opposite of a good time, for all the reasons I just described. Right? Like, no. You have just a lot less information in a game than you do in real life. And so having to make do with what limited information you have feels unnecessarily unpleasant. Like, Chucky, like, I play quite a few games, and, like, I play, like, 3 different games every week, because I'm Insanity. And so, right, switching mechanics all the time, and switching worlds all the time, make the idea of having to constantly reorient myself in that way sound absolutely nightmarish. So, I mean, good on them for having the level of detail where that's possible. But also, absolutely no thank you. Oh, hello. Boo. I keep wanting these to be nice, and then they're just Kickstarter backers. Because I love these little roadside shrines. Being... Right, because these roadside shrines are both part of local practice and part of, like, really broad travel practice. So... Like, you might have this as a little devotional site to a local saint, or, like, a place where you think a miracle happened, so you set up to one of your favorite saints, and then people will come pray there for any of their things. But, in terms of longer distance travel, like, those shrines like that one, are also the well, actually, in Prague they're fancier than that, but shrines like that are the markers of big pilgrimage routes, like the Santiago de Compostela. Or the Camino de Santiago de Compostela. Unlucky, unlucky. And so, right, that they are the markers for the pilgrimage route. And because they're the markers for the pilgrimage route, it ends up kind of following that you'll have people from a lot of places, potentially, not necessarily on the same day, but in the same month, same year, same season, traveling through there. And so that, right, if you're a local, that's a great place to get news, other information about the broader world, especially if you're not in an urban setting, like if you're out here. These sort of pilgrimage trail markers are hugely useful. Anyway, I think we found what we're looking for. Hey, mate.
Good health to you.
Uh-huh.
Has anyone here seen Ginger?
That boy from the stud farm?
Yes, that's the one. Is he around?
No, he's not here. But he passed through not long ago on the way to Talmberg. You follow the stream to the west, and you'll find more charcoal burners there.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
If you want to ask questions, talk to me and leave the others in peace.
No. The other guy told me everything I need to know. Just need to go roughly west, near Talmberg. Or towards Talmberg. Though, if it told me to not... Oh, good. It is saying I can just go to the west. Amazing. Here we are, following the stream to the west. Well, pilgrimage from marker to marker is what you're looking for. You only need to start the Women's Lot DLC. We may need to take a look at that at some point, just because it'll be something different. But, you know, by and large, Chucky, this game is incredibly bad at representing long-distance travel and pilgrimage. So I'm not confident that that'll make it different, because, you know, pilgrimage is not just me walking, or me walking and telling stories, a la Chaucer. There's often a lot of, like, cultural and religious experience. Also, it's also not being good at depicting women, as chat is very quick to point out. Though maybe trying to actually write a story that is about a medieval woman's experience would be make them reconsider their position, because right now there's a lot of not. There's a lot of not. Right, because how many significant female characters have we actually seen? Teresa, who tried to sacrifice herself to save us and is the best written character in the game. The noblewoman Stephanie, who dropped everything to be our therapist and or vaguely horny at us. Our mother, who has no name, which is really all we need to know about her. And I think Rosie was said to be one of the people who died. Right, in the farmstead. I think they said, I don't know if that's supposed to refer to the horse or the guy's wife, and that doesn't make me confident either. Hey. Anyway, more plot. I wonder if the relevant guy is not dead. You're a random burner. We'll talk to the spokesperson this time, I guess. You're a twin. Oh, it's this one. Hey guys, do you remember me? Radan, you have a name.
God be with you. Where's Ginger? I must speak with him.
Who? There's no one of that name here.
Then where did he go? Everyone told me I'd find him here.
But I don't know anything at all.
Uh-huh. Subtle. Oh yeah, Bianca. I forgot about her. I'm literally wearing the ring I gave her. But, yeah.
You look for him at the stud farm.
He was there, but now they say he's hiding amongst some charcoal burners.
Isn't this the camp where Ranthorn shot rabbits? Yes. Yes, it is.
Try asking somewhere else.
No.
I've been to the other camps, and they told me I'd definitely find him here.
How could they know that? They just wanted to get rid of you.
They didn't say that. They realised I'm trying to help.
Oh, aye? And how's that?
That boy witnessed a murder and probably killed one of the murderers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure those cutthroats are already looking for him, and if I could find my way here, so could they. And when they do, they won't be asking their questions as nicely as I have.
Aye. Well, as it happens, they've already been here. And you're right, they weren't pleasant. It's my duty to protect these men, and I fear I won't be able if that pair...
I think it was this one because they were the twins.
We're going to do it my way. First you get rid of those two murdering dogs, and then I'll tell you what I know.
Fine.
But I don't know where to look for them.
They're always wandering about here. Their hideout must be somewhere nearby. They came here from the east.
Because, yeah, the charcoal burner twins were like every way. This is definitely the one that we punched the rabbits at.
What place is that?
There was a camp between here and the charcoal burners in the east. They're most likely there. We'll lead you.
That's fair. I'll look for them.
The words of a true man. Once you take care
Perfect.
of them, come back and we'll talk. Take care now.
So this saves the game, right? Game saved. On the road, in between the two camps. Yes?
Good day to you. You know something about Ginger?
I might have heard something. And if you share a bit of silver with me, I might share what I know.
I'm not interested in your might-haves. Farewell.
We're gonna do violence instead. So, it's just somewhere on the road to... Wow. I assume it's up here because there's not a lot of other places it could be. It's either here or it's here, right? Let's do a violence. I'm sure it'll be fine. We have a sword and some armor. I'm sure everything will work out for the best. Okay, if I'm checking here, I need to go this way. Hooray. Also, you know what the captain's doing? Remember, the guy who's a professional who has been doing this for years and years? And who has an obligation to help secure the peace given to him by his liege lord? Anyone want to guess what he's doing right now? Also the guy who taught us how to sword fight. So let's give him some credit. He taught us how to do violence, so that we could do violence back to other people. But I'm not exactly, feeling super confident about this. Pretty sure the captain's gathering wildflowers. I mean, to be fair, the flora is the best part of this game, so good on him. Good on him. We love men who are so comfortable in their masculinity that they can collect wildflowers. So, what sort of dubious end does this path lead to? Oh. Found him. Ow. Thank you. Yes, I love...
Is that all you've got? Jesus Christ! You asked for it.
Hello? I dodged that. I disagree. What the hell? Camera? Camera. 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 Jen, could you understand a single thing that happened there? 'Cause I couldn't. Like, wow. There was a whole lot of, as far as I could tell, absolutely nothing. that made sense in that. So that's something. We'll see if I can hit an arrow this time, though. I mean, Skyrim's combat is also, I think, bad, but bad for all the opposite reasons. Right? Skyrim's combat is bad because you just kind of vaguely wave your sword at people and then they take damage. And it doesn't look like there's actually fighting so much as there is people waving swords at each other. But the flip side of that is that it has competent camera controls and actually a reticle you can aim with. Right? An ability to aim, consistent behavior, and an understanding that... Nay, just... saved. An understanding that hyper-realism should not come at the cost of a functioning camera. This game is all about the non-functioning camera. Now. Okay, they just left town. Let's see if I can line a shot up on the back of their head. Well, I hit one of them. Let's try that again. Ow. Thank you. So how does stamina work in these fights? Thank you. This is why we saved. This is why we hit. Right. We saved down here specifically so that we can do the exact same thing, but better. So right, typically, it feels like it should be... Well, it feels like it should be, hey, guess what, blocking will take stamina, but... that doesn't seem to be the case if you perfect block. Also, did I just get off things? I just got off track, didn't I? I did get off track. I'm completely turned around. There's the camp. Where are these two villains? No, sorry to interrupt the current gameplay. Yes. The VOD of Discovery Tour the Viking Age. Oh, I hit one of them. Amazing. Not the one I wanted to, but that's fine.
You're dead. best you can do?
Yes, it is. Don't worry about it.
You call that combat?
Did one of you just hit the other one?
What's the matter? Come on!
What the heck? Let me change my target! Game!
Gone weak at the
Game!
knees, have
What
you?
the... What the absolute hell? Sorry, here, Herr Insomnus, it is on the YouTube channel, but... What the hell is happening? What is going on? I am so confused on several accounts.
Gone weak at the knee.
Got it. You search for the playlist. Amazing. Perfect. Yeah, I did end up having to get split into two, because, holy shit, yeah, that was a long time. But yes, I'm glad you located it. That's awesome. So, Chad, a bunch of things just happened there that I am going to ding it for despite it not really making sense. Firstly, camera. The field of view is so low on these that it's like I can't identify anything, right? It's so hard to identify what's actually going on in many of those fights because, like, they're bonkers. They're completely bonkers, in terms of camera, ability to, like, control what's happening and to monitor more than one person at a time. Now, admittedly, you know, one could reasonably argue that that is intentional on the grounds that, you know, it would suck to actually have to, you know, fight one of those, more than one person at a time in this period. But, the flip side of that is you have to actually, have the game be playable. Having the game be playable is important. And given that we flew over a tree, we backpedaled over a tree, made them get lost, and then from there just kind of trolled them. I am unpersuaded that that was successful. Just, you know, just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. But, you know, yeah, this game does not seem fun, but fun or not, we still get 50 subs to celebrate it. So thank you, this dude, for the tier 1 gift sub to Herr Insomnus. I'm just gonna send, like, we should just send everything to our horse if we can, honestly. What's heavy? What's actually, like, the heavy things that are ruining my day? I guess that. That's oh. The leather jerkins are heavy. Shocking. The sword's not super heavy. The cheap wine is fairly heavy. 10 things of dried meat is extremely heavy. How does the... nom nom. Nom nom. There we go. The moonshine, somewhat heavy. Beautiful. You're not useful, you're not useful. I'm not wearing that. Perfect. Perfect. And we have now done things. Okay. So, you know, combat's just a lot. Like, to some extent I understand what they're trying to do with the combat, but I am struck by, the fact that it's so obsessed with the animation, right? The idea that they strike like a Hema strike, according to experimental archaeology and the animation, and that makes it accurate, that they didn't necessarily do a good job of emulating the logistics of being in a fight against multiple people. So you're just, the idea that you're constantly ending up backpedaling, probably good. But, you know, there's things you can actually do in that situation. Not least of which is bring your friends. And so, right, I guess the way I'd say it is most broadly, they are so obsessed with the animation and that feel of, oh, you get hit? Well, you're probably gonna keep getting hit because you can just get comboed. That they didn't really care about socializing the fight. Right, we fight people because we're told to. Fine, they're bandits, whatever. But there's broader social dynamics around the committing of violence beyond people wandering in the woods, run into each other, and then fight each other. Right, I mean, very Robin Hood, very Robin versus Friar Tuck. Or, sorry, versus Little John. But also, broadly speaking, strange. Right, doesn't necessarily end up feeling good, and doesn't really reflect the historical realities of the period that well among the traveling in groups, making sure that you're not wandering around alone in the woods, and violence committed via group rather than via individual. Anyway, we did violence. Let's try and finish this. Hey, guess what?
God be with you, good sir.
I've taken care of those two cutthroats.
You don't look like you've been in a fight.
You don't believe me? Go and see for yourself.
I'm literally covered in blood.
Right. All that matters is they've
Also,
been taken care of.
that's a compliment.
So, what was it you wanted to tell me?
That was a compliment, I think.
But the lads hid him away somewhere. I suppose there's no need for that anymore. He's in no danger now, is he? And nor are we.
That's right. You're safe now.
All right. They're hiding him nearby. A little way along the route to Uji.
I've reached a new level in main level.
Leading to a spring.
Also, leveling.
You'll find an overgrown trail to a ruined hut.
Just, by the way, the most fundamental ahistoricy of this game is leveling. Like, that's a thing we can do. Oh good, we can just have less fall damage, I guess. Because I already have this one, right? Yeah. Great. Just fall damage less. Actually, I didn't want to do that because I want to still do this. Manly Odor, no. Wanderer, no. God, none of these are good either. Gotta get up to level 6 before I'm going to have more things. Fine. Insomniac. First aid. And scout. Sure. That feels fine. Okay. Right. So fundamentally, right, this is just, levels like this are trying to mechanicize the act of lived experience. And I get that instinct, right? I absolutely understand that instinct. But that's not lived experience, right? Because nothing I have done, right? I talked to someone, I did one investigation, and then I learned how to not sleep. Right? I learned how to do one investigation, or I did one investigation in the field, and my benefit from that lived experience is learning to not sleep. That's odd, right? Right. It's fundamentally, just assigning arbitrary benefits to, oh, how difficult is this? How difficult is this has nothing to do with what I'm actually doing. So, right, we would contrast this well.
Jesus, you've led me a merry dance.
What do you want from me?
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why did you run off like that? Where are your cronies? And why did you kill that bandit?
What?
Right, one thing at a time.
So, right, I guess let me finish this thought before we finish up here and do the thing. I can't help you with that. I cannot turn up the brightness. It is pretty much as bright as it goes. Certainly, easily. I might be able to do some stuff in between sessions to turn up the brightness, but we're inside. You can't see. Anyway, right, the counter contrast is Souls games, right? As much as I complained about Elden Ring for very deserved reasons, right, the lived experience of who is getting better at the game is you, right? It gives you the ability to die and repeat, to go through the act of spending real-world time practicing a skill, and from that, getting better at the game, getting better at applying those skills in other situations, doing other stuff. Right, so they're always, I mean, I think it's possible to overstate, oh, it's the player that levels up, not you. Because you still do level up, right? You still do just improve your stats, improve your gear, whatever. But fundamentally, there's an aspect to it where it's not just you're waiting on unlocking the combos and navigating the situations, where the primary form of leveling up in Souls games is the player investing time. And so the player lived experience being the thing that improves in the ways that they are investing time in. That's fundamentally more akin to how historical practice works, and the fact that they leverage gameplay loops to accomplish that is cool, rather than slapping on manly odors as a thing that you progress through the main story, be a dumbass, save, get attached to the surface of Radit Kobala, and you will learn how to smell bad.
Why did you run off in such a hurry?
Because I was afraid they'd come back and kill me.
Who?
Those bandits, of course.
To get revenge on you for killing their mate?
Killing? Me? I never killed anyone. God is my witness.
I'm looking for your friends. Where are they?
Charcoal burners? They're over at the
To hell with the charcoal burners. Where are your bandit mates?
They're not my mates. They nearly killed me. I recognized one of them, so I thought they'd come back. And...
Recognized? Who was it? Talk!
I don't know his name, only that he's from Ushitz, and he has a limp.
Okay.
What can you tell me about him? How do you know him?
I saw him a few times in the tavern in Ushitz, playing dice and boozing.
And?
I know he lives in a house on the edge of the village.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I know. I never talked to him.
Why did you kill that bandit?
What? Bandit? I never killed anyone.
This is yours, isn't it? I pulled it from the
Well,
belly of a dead
I would know
bandit
that I was the one who killed the bandit, technically.
Mine, but I didn't stab him. That fellow took it from me.
What fellow?
I don't know his name, but he's from Ushitz, and he has a...
Technically, I was the one who stabbed him.
From Ushitz. That's not much to go on, but I suppose it'll have to do.
It's all I know. I never talked to him.
Uh-huh.
And now tell me exactly what happened. And don't leave anything out.
Uh-huh.
That's quite a long story.
Don't worry, I won't get bored.
All right.
A new level in speech.
I woke up in the middle of the night because I needed to go for a piss. So I went out into
Apparently the guy that we mercy killed was supposed to be already dead, yeah.
Only there was something there that shouldn't have been. At first I thought it was just a trick of the light. It wasn't.
Right, north of the farm, the guy that we mercy killed was already dead, yeah.
I would have yelled, only I was afraid they'd kill me. So I waited until they were out of sight. I started to sneak away.
Then the slaughtering started.
Yes. I thought they'd steal the horses and ride off. That would be bad enough. But then the killing started and flames everywhere. It was terrible. Like hell itself.
And then?
Again, a trauma studies perspective should have a field day with this.
Squabbling among themselves. And some of them started running back where they came from, right towards me. And I had that thing in my hand, the hoof pick.
So you stabbed the first one in the belly?
No. He ran right into me. He was running fast for a fellow with a limp. He pushed me aside and I fell on the ground. He told me I'd better lie low if I valued my life. He ran off with the others. I did what he said and hid. Then the rest of the gang ran past. Then I waited in case that limping one from Ushitz came back. I didn't dare come out until I was sure. I think it was almost like.
So...
What about the others? Was there anything you noticed about them?
I don't know. There might have been maybe 8 of them, and 2 of them were really big. That's all I can remember.
Do you know what they argued about?
He ran to my hoof pick. He ran to my hoof pick 5 times.
Some of them were only there to steal and wanted no part in the killing.
That sounds terrible. I know exactly how you feel.
If only I yelled. Maybe they...
If you had, you'd most likely be dead. You probably wouldn't have done that good.
Again, trauma perspectives. So literal survivor's guilt.
That's all. I've heard everything I need to hear, so I'll leave you be.
Wait! What about me? Won't you help me out?
Perhaps I could. What would you like?
I'd like to go back to the stud farm, but those cutthroats who want
I
to
already
kill me
killed
are
them.
still around. Will you help me?
They're out of the way. I ran into them on my travels.
Really? That's great, but...
What?
I'm afraid to go back to the farm. I ran away, and who knows what they'll think about it. I don't know if they'll even want to talk to me.
Just try, and you'll see whether they drive you away or not. But if you explain it to them, they're sure to understand.
I suppose you're right. Thank you.
There were the 2 we ran into north of the woods.
God bless you.
There were the 2 we just ran into. There's the guy in Ujas, that comes out to 5. The 2 big ones, that makes 7. So there's still 1 bandit completely unaccounted. Hello. There's 1 bandit completely unaccounted for. But that, you know, is, I think, probably future me's problem. I think that is very much going to be future me's problem as we travel back here for Very many hours. We walk so slowly. Also, I just want my fast travel to work. Like, literally... I just want my fast travel to work. Flip side, this quest is very open-ended, and you like that? Yeah! I mean, I absolutely like that. Right, that is good writing. Right, there's been lots of things we could do differently. Right, there's lots of ways we could get to the place, there's lots of responses we could reasonably take. There's lots of optional parts of this beyond the basic figure out where the bandits are, figure out where the bandits are, keep hunting down the bandits until we get all of them. Bah. So, you know, there is a lot that is done in this game very competently, right? Let me not be wrong. While I don't think the combat is very fun, well, I think the leveling system is, for the specific historical setting, a little bit arbitrary and tacked on. Right, there's a lot that's extremely competent on this. Like, the moment-to-moment world design is incredible. Right? The music has been really enjoyable to listen to, though not exactly what I would call historical music. The tournament-style duels have actually been really enjoyable to me. I think that's when the combat is at its best. And you know, the writing is... When the writing is talking about politics, or just quest writing, or favor doing, it all looks and sounds good. There's plenty to like here. It's just... Literally, if it weren't for the fact that this game was saying, hey, I want to be... We are the most historically accurate game, then I wouldn't be bothered. Also, hello, Mew5. I am actually about to just wrap up my stream, because we've been going for 3 hours and 40 minutes and it's dinner time. But we've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. I am a professional historian, at least by training, though I'm currently working in adjacent fields. And so, you know, since this game marketed itself as the most historically accurate game, we are taking it to task on that, because we can. But I think here is going to be a, well, I need to find some place to sleep. Or a cutscene. Maybe let's go do a cutscene so that we save. But as we are hunting down things, I will say, we play a bunch of historical games here, so I stream 3 times a week. And so on Thursday we're going to be back, so day after tomorrow, right? Yes, day after tomorrow, we're going to be back with Steel Rising, which, you know, the French Revolution game but with robots. French Revolution game but with robots. It's been incredibly fun, and since it's not pretending to be historically accurate, we get to talk about all the fun actual history in it, like, you know, the history of French automata, which is extremely cool, and there's a lot of it.
I'll be with you. I talked to Ginger and found out what happened.
But for today, we're finishing up with this.
Because he recognized one of the raiders.
Uh-huh.
He was afraid they'd come back to silence him.
Uh-huh.
Well, he was right. They were asking about him. So who did he recognize?
He didn't know his name. Some fellow with a limp from Ujis.
All right. Since you've gone this far, you may as well ask around in Ujis. We've enough to do here in these parts anyway. Ptacek will tell you about it. He said to send you to him if you haven't already been.
Perfect. And was that a save? Did that just save, chat? I wasn't paying attention. They pretty much establish an open challenge when they market themselves as historically accurate. Yup. That's about right. Ooh, I'm Wolfie. I'm not able to check what happened quite yet, but I do hope everything is okay, my friend. Anyway, since I don't remember if we actually... Bernard's horse. Pebbles. Since I didn't see if it actually saved, we're going to ride back very briefly to... What? Why is that? Wait, what is Sir Rad... Oh, wait. Sorry, Sir Radzig is here. I wasn't paying attention. I should have realized that horse was his. I'm a dumbass. Where is he? What is he doing here? Hello, sir. Just vibing by the wall.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
My lord, I managed to find a clue to the whereabouts of the bandits.
Excellent. Bernard already told me what's been happening.
The same thing George R. R. Martin did when he said the Song of Ice and Fire was more accurate and real than any other fantasy. Painted a big target on his funny hat. Exactly.
Well, in the end, I tracked down the stable boy who fled in fear of his life. And for good reason, too. He put me on the trail of a crop.
No, I was on Pebbles.
And his name?
The boy didn't know him by name, only by sight. But if I ask around, I'm sure folk will know who lives.
I was on Pebbles. Radzig's horse has all the guarding on it, and...
What if he's not there? He could have fled, maybe even to Kuttenberg.
If I don't find him in Ujits, I'll ask around. Someone will know something about him.
All right. Better go to Ujits then. Find this limping footpath and the names of the others out of it.
Yep.
Face justice for what they did. I want to see them hanged. Then bring him to me in Merhoyet, and I'll decide on his fate.
Certainly, sir.
Okay. Why did Merhoyet?
It's somewhat at the centre of events, isn't it? And what's more, there's another stud farm there.
Sir, do you think they're going to try the same thing again?
I shouldn't think so. Everyone will be on the alert now, but the secluded dwellings are more vulnerable. There are few people in them. They're scattered everywhere, and we can't guard them all.
But the bandits won't find much silver in
so being central...
There's always a groschen or two, some food and so on. Anyway,
would let... Right... Ultimately, Radzig's logic here is actually really good, because it's the same logic as behind castles, right? Castles are supposed to be relatively central, and so that way you can intercept people from the castle and do a zone of control. Merhoyet, in this case, seems to do the same thing.
Even squeak when they come to cut your throat. Never mind raise your hand against them. Fear that will root you to the spot. Staring like a rabbit.
There was one other thing I wanted to do. To show you guys that kitchen that we found. Right, game saved. Perfect. So let's actually, before we wrap up, just 5 minutes here, let's actually take a look at this kitchen, see if I can locate it. Medieval, check, kitchen, discovery. It was really recent. Right here. So, as soon as this loads, hopefully, I believe in it. I still believe in it. There we go. So, this is a video from the archaeologists showing the excavation site. This is an incredibly well-preserved, intact medieval kitchen. Does anyone spot the issues? Right. If we were to, say, compare this to a kitchen in-game, which I'm sure we can do, I'm sure we can find one fairly easily. As a matter of fact. Why don't we try and do that? Because we see that. We see this. Let's see if we can't find a kitchen somewhere in here. Probably through that door. Through this door. Open. Don't make me lock. Gonna make me lockpick it. I just want to go inside your house. Is that really too much to ask for? I'm just trying to go inside your house. Otherwise, I have to do like complicated things, and like go back somewhere else. Time to find a kitchen. God, I'm gonna have to try and find a kitchen, aren't I? Because that door is not opening.
Hey.
Let's try and find a kitchen real quick, because we have an advantage of a game of this type is we have time. Where's my horse? Saw? Pebbles? Pebbles? Oh, Pebbles. You came out, you chased over there. Okay. Don't follow me like that. Hopefully there's one nearby. Because if there's one nearby, we'll actually be able to compare the two more usefully. Hopefully there's one in town here. Someone's house. I just need one of these folks' house. Do you have any idea how expensive pretzels are? Yeah, an entire week's wages, as it turns out. I mean, bloody hell. Please be open, please be open. Yeah. I know I'm in a private area, I just, I'm doing history. Beautiful. So, we go from there. We go back over here. And we're like, hey, well, you know, these are actually the same place. Right? That and that are the same place. That's your corner hearth where most of your cooking is happening. And these aren't as bad, right? I don't know the exact context for this site. I don't know if it was put in the thing. We'll see. See if I can locate it. Discovery was made this summer at Novayichin. We'll see if... but it's from this period, you know. It's right in this period. Do we have anything? Excavation of a house. Perfect. Perfect. A relatively large house. That was forced to be abandoned in the Hussite Wars. So a really good comparison point to the kitchen in here, right? Sorry, I'm leaving, don't mind me. But, really good comparison point for that. I'm leaving, see?
What?
What? Fine. I'll go bother someone else's kitchen. But right, you see just the raw difference. The point of what we're trying to see here is just that there's a huge difference between what our material remains actually are. In this case, some foundations, some old crockery, the outline of some sort of hearth, you can see the fire, and then storage stuff potentially way down here. From these foundations, the game has the objective of creating all that you see in here, right? Everything that you see is reconstructive. There aren't surviving buildings, and there's often barely even surviving foundations to suggest what these look like. To that end, it's a lot of reconstructive work. And while the reconstructive work can be very impressive, and it is many times very impressive, we just need to recognize that getting from our evidence, our archaeological and historical evidence, to this world is an act of interpretation, and an act of creation, and an act of, in many ways, reconstruction, based on a lot of guesswork. As long as we're recognizing the guesswork, that's fine. It's only when we're trying to obscure the guesswork that it becomes really notable to try and highlight that difference and try and explore what tensions are possible. And on that note, we are going to call it a stream there. So, big thanks to all of our patrons displayed right here, who make this possible. And big thanks, of course, to everyone who followed and subscribed or gifted subs during this It is incredibly, incredibly appreciated. If you want to support the channel as well, do make sure that you're followed to be notified of next time we're live, which will be on Thursday. And consider subscribing to help support the channel more. We'll be back with Steel Rising next time, so there's a lot of fun to be there. I was having a great time with it, so I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Join our friends Mirabeau and the Abbe Gaulois and butcher the French language. So, I will hope I will see you all then, and until next stream, have a good evening, alright?